Hey, what's up, guys? It's Coach JV. So we're coming right off TikTok. So the topic we talked about is if you're living your dreams, don't watch this video. Now, I wanted to bring this up and go into more detail on YouTube here to really talk about the reason why most people are not living out their true calling and their dreams. Now, this one thing stops people from coming up with cures to different diseases, stops people from developing new technology, stops people from maybe saving someone's life, maybe stops people from becoming the top artist in the world. And do you know what that one thing is? The one thing is called judgment. Judgment is one of the biggest things that holds people back in their life. Now, why is this? Because from young children, we have feared judgment. It's something that has been embedded inside of us because the fear of being laughed at or the fear of failure, right? And now this started as a very young child. From 1 to 7 years old, a young child does not have what's called a conscious mind. They only have what's called the subconscious mind. Now, let's talk about the difference really quickly, and this is going to catapult into the future and going into judgment. Okay. So now you have the conscious mind and subconscious mind. From 1 to 7 years old, there's no conscious mind. The subconscious mind is taking in information, it's storing information, and the subconscious mind actually creates a feeling within your body. I'll give you an example. A young child not having a conscious mind may touch a hot stove. They touch the hot stove, that's hot. Now they know in their subconscious mind that is stored that the stove is hot. So now they know they have the burn on their finger. They have now stored that information. So in the future, when they see a hot stove, their conscious mind is now saying, it's the subconscious goes up to the conscious, says, do not touch that stove. It's very simplistic, but that's how it works, right? So as a young child, we start to develop these fears. Maybe it's in front of a big group, right? You have to get up in front of an assembly and you get this super fear and you fear judgment, right? Or you're not ready for the football game and you fear judgment. Or maybe you want to kiss that girl and you fear that she's going to judge you or reject you. It starts at a very young age. Now, as we get older, this starts to get a little bit worse. We go into high school and it gets really deep, the subconscious mind feeling and programming that has been developed inside of us. So, unless you were developed with high self confidence, self worth that was embodied into you by your parents or your environment, you're probably going to struggle from insecurity. Maybe it's walking across the lunchroom and you get that icky feeling in your stomach because you fear that people are looking at you. And the other people are fearing that you're looking at them. So it's this vicious cycle that it goes on and it does not stop as we become adults, right? So we go to college, we get into the workplace and we're super excited. And then all of a sudden we fear that people are going to judge us because we have an idea to move our company forward. And guess what? You don't come up with that idea. And then you have those people that learn how to not fear judgment. It took me till I was 35 years old to stop giving a shit what people thought about me. Once I stopped caring what people thought about me, I stopped fearing judgment. My life started to catapult. Here's why. That sounds very easy to do, but it's not. We know it's hard to do. I guess I shouldn't say that. We know it's very hard to do. It was a transition I had to go through from a mental space, and here's how I did it. Let's get factual, and here's how I did it. So, what I did was I looked around me at the people who were judging me. And I started to take a note and I started to take an assessment of all the people around me that were judging me. All the people around me that were judging me, number one, could not help me with what I was trying to accomplish. Number two, they didn't give a shit if I succeeded or not. And number three, they weren't doing shit themselves. So, why, it hit me, why would I spend my time worried about someone who hasn't done anything with their life? Number two, that's not willing to help me when I start the business or be there. And number three, isn't going to be there for me. So I started to live this different lifestyle after 35. I'm 44 now. I started to live this life. Now, it wasn't easy because I was in corporate America at the time. I would go up, I'd go down, I'd fear insecurity, I wouldn't fear insecurity. And it was a really hard place to be. Well, I made this bold move about 2.5 years ago, August 2017. I jumped out of a high paid vice president job to start this company you're looking at right here. I had so many eyes on me, and I said, fuck it. I'm not going to fear judgment from my parents, anybody, nobody around me. I'm not going to fear judgment, and I'm going to do what I need to do every single day. I did stop fearing judgment as long as I was doing the right thing every single day. Simple. And what happened was my life started to take form. Now, 2.5 years later, I have found that I am the warrior coach. I am in my true calling. I wake up with confidence every day, even though things, in the pandemic and everything's falling apart around us. Within my world, it's all coming together because I have confidence that I'm doing everything I can to be what I'm supposed to be. Now, what I realized is the people that judge me never became my customers. The people that made fun of me are never going to support me. And the people that need my help are waiting for me. So I want you to ask yourself a question. Is there something that you really want to do with your life and you're being held back because of judgment? Why are you not doing it? Because you're afraid they're going to say that you're not right. You're afraid that they're going to make fun of you. They're afraid when you fall, because you will, to become successful, that they're going to say, I told you so. Now, here's the thing to understand. This is the key I want you to take away from this. Anybody who is judging you, my friend, look me in the eyes. Anybody who's judging you is just pulling you down to their own insecurity level. That's it. Anybody who is secure in their manhood or womanhood or their life or their relationship is never going to pull another individual down. It does not work that way. They will not pull another individual down. So the person judging you is only pulling you down to their insecurity level because they're not able to do what you do. So you have a talent. You have something inside of you that needs to come out. Let it go. Let it flow, knowing that contrast will come. The last 2.5 years, I have got the living shit kicked out of me to get to where I'm at right now. But I knew it was part of the pain and the growth process to become the top warrior coach in the world. So I wanted to take my topics off of TikTok that I'm getting questions from and bring it right over to YouTube, so I go into a more detailed overview and go deep into the mind and understand how I feel about it and allow you to see how you feel about it. So I want you to comment below. What are you fearing? And what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep that innate talent inside of you when someone could benefit from it? You want to sing, then sing. You want to dance, and dance. You want to start knitting company, then start knitting. So what I don't want you to do, friend, is do not waste the God-given talents you've been given. So I'm going to continue to come to YouTube right after my TikTok videos where there's information, and I'm going to take a deep dive so that we can continue to learn and grow together. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. Don't forget to check out my podcast, the JV is in Victor, JV Impacts Podcast. It's number 2 in the world in Spotify, iTunes, Libsyn, Stitcher, wherever you want. Check out our TikTok. If you're not coming from TikTok, JV Impacts _, Facebook, Instagram. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Warriors rise.